Welcome back, Cozy Dreamlights. My name is ElleSerein, and today we are creating a cute exterior design for the new Witchy Cottage in the Forgotten Lands. This item is so adorable. I'll show you quickly where I am in the Forgotten Lands on my map if you would like to follow along. I am using a mixture of maple trees, some of the Forgotten Lands trees, and I've kind of just cluttered them in the back of the cottage to enclose our build. One of the main features of this build is the bare limb tree, and it takes a while to get the brown color. We do have a slight brown brick on the cottage, so I wanted to use the more brown items, and then when we do the Nightmare Castle and stuff, we'll do some of the spookier items. But this is going to be kind of a cottagecore themed build. You do have to set down the bare limb tree a couple of times to get the brown color, but just be patient with yourself. And so I'm going to have a couple of those in the front of the build. It does give this dark cottagecore vibe that we're trying to achieve. For our main pathway, I decided on using the rocky terrain, and then we are going to kind of place it in a way where it's curvy, very cottagecore styled, but then I'm also going to add in the leafy path underneath it, to only underneath the rocky terrain, to give more of a warmer palette to our build. I'm just going to adjust some of the fencing here and make it look more aesthetic. For this build, I kind of already knew what items I wanted to use, so I plopped down a bunch of those items around the build so I wasn't searching in menus during the entire speed build. I know that can kind of be frustrating. If you have any questions about the items used in this build, go ahead and comment, and I will answer to the best of my knowledge in the comments. So sticking to our warmer, dark cottagecore vibe, I'm going to be using a lot of brown in our color palette, and I'm just decorating the back of the build right now And then I'm going to work on adjusting the path. I'm just kind of doing the back because I want to make sure everything fits and make sure everything looks nice so we don't have to move anything later. Now it's time to start adding to the outline of our path. We can't just leave it like that because it looks kind of funny like that. So we're gonna add in some of the scraggly bushes. It's like this, it looks like a bush that doesn't have any leaves on it, but it's like a brown warm color that matches our palette. I'm gonna add in some of the purple, the light birch bushes, and we'll add in some of the Eternity Isle, the blue looking type foliage, some butterfly flowers, some ferns, and we'll just start basically outlining our path with those items. I also decided on adding in some of the round floral, I guess you can call them like the floral garden pots. I think that like this really works with this build. I'm thinking this is more of like a magical cottagecore witch, so I wanted to showcase some of the prettier flowers that match the pretty colors on the witchy cottage. I'm just going to add in a couple of thorns in the front of the build. I wanted to save some room in the back of it. We are working with like a smaller space here, so I'm not going to add them throughout anywhere else because I do have other items in mind. Next, I'll be adding in some pumpkins. We have to have some type of pumpkins with a witchy house, so I'm just going to play around and see where they look best. I did decide on adding in the well to the right of the build. I think it really complements the roof of the house with the well colors. So we'll make just a cute little well, a dark well on the right side. And I am using, you can see that I'm using the trellis items throughout our build too. It's been a while since I've used them, and I think that they really fit this color palette, and I thought it was a good choice. Let me know in the comments what you think. We can't forget to decorate our pond, as that is part of the build, and I'm using some of the newer water foliage elements. I think they're so pretty with like the reeds, just like very wispy and cozy. Next, it's time to drop our florals. I just chose the flowers from the Forgotten Lands, and just make sure that you are rotating them so they don't look like they're looking the same way, and so the build looks a little bit more natural. I'm really liking how this build is turning out, but we do need a little bit more light. I was really struggling because I wanted to use the melted candles on the pathway, but the rocky terrain like sinks them into the rocks of the rocky terrain, so it doesn't really look that great. So I decided on going with one of like the smaller candelabras, like the 3-pronged one, or maybe it's 6 prongs, I can't remember. But I think it looks a little bit better, and it still gives like that magical lighting vibe that we're trying to achieve without like it sinking into the rocks, because it's obviously like up a little bit more. Okay, our build is done. I really like how this came out, and it's such a cozy vibe for the Forgotten Lands. If you saw this Witchy Cottage exterior in real life, would you knock on the door and see who lives there? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thanks for cozying up with me. If you enjoyed your time with me today, consider liking this video and subscribing for more cottagecore inspo and different cozy games like Dreamlight Valley, Palia, etc. I would love to have you in the community. As always, have a lovely day and stay cozy, friends.